What's going on, guys? Welcome back into One Way Bay. One Way Bay is actually in a bit of a, prosperous time, believe it or not. We've gone through so many rough patches in this series, in this city, and actually right now, things are looking up. Look at this. We have $12,000 coming in. We have a bunch of demand for industrial, and a little less demand for commercial, and then not really much for residential. But I'm surprised because people keep dying, yet we're still, okay. So, what are we doing in this episode? Well, I think we need to check those city vitals just a little bit, just because I'm kind of worried about trash at this point, and we should probably see how our water's doing. But I think mostly we're going to be working in the suburbia area, and hopefully, now that we have so much demand for industry, hopefully getting some ore actually out of the ground this episode. That would be awesome. I'm not sure if it's going to happen, but we're going to give it our damnedest try. But let me go over a couple little things that I did in between episodes. Really not too much, so don't worry, guys. I know some of you still don't like me doing that, but I like to get some of the minute things out of the way so I don't have to do them on camera. But we've connected this road up. It's finally connected over here. The Posh Mall, I actually moved a click to the left, because I noticed that when I placed it, that's when that little anomaly happened. And then I also noticed that this was probably caused by this little parking lot right here. So let's go ahead and delete it. And boom, it's gone. And apparently there were 6 or 7 people just chilling in the parking lot, even though they weren't animated in it. So don't ask me about that one. I have no idea. But yeah, since I moved it over, I had to put a path down here just to make it look a little bit better, because there was a gap down there. I didn't get any negative feedback on the palm trees, so I guess we'll kind of keep them there. Maybe it's just like a decorational thing. It's not like they're naturally happening on this river, but I mean, neither are these walls, right? So, yeah. I did get a comment regarding Soothville, and like I said, we're going to try to do that in this episode. I'm really hoping that that comes through. The only other tweak that I can remember that I did was, well, I put a bunch of trees down throughout suburbia here, and then I flipped this road. Before it was coming down through here, but I figured going back up is going to do us a lot better, and you'll see why in a second here. So if I go ahead and I go to place a elementary school, it actually takes the leading... I don't know how to describe this. So, a hospital goes forward, so the one-way's going from right to left, right? So the hospital, when you place it, will go from right to left, as you can kind of see there. But the school goes from left to right, so people have to get to the school, whereas the hospital, people get, the ambulance gets from the hospital to people. So I guess that really wasn't that hard to explain then, huh? So, let's place the elementary school here. I looked through this a lot. I couldn't really find a better place to put this. I mean, here would be ideal, but then it's missing out on a majority of suburbia at this point. So I figure here is going to be best for us for now. So let's place that down. That's going to help the entire, well, most of suburbia anyway. I'm not really sure what to do around here. I do kind of want to tweak this road real fast. And we'll just pause the game just so we can get some sort of stuff going on here. So I kind of want to make this into some swervy roads, kind of like the other part of suburbia, just to kind of keep up with the appearance of it. And then over here, maybe we'll do the same. I kind of like that idea as well. Although I did put those trees down there on the Posh Mall border, I don't know, property line or something. So let's just do some sort of crazy stuff like this, and then we'll go ahead and swing it, hopefully swing it back through without destroying too much of what we have. I'm probably gonna have to delete that and then swing it through like that. I think that works. It's not exactly what I wanted to see happen over here. Let's go ahead and fix that. I don't really like how that happened. So let's take the terrain tool here. And actually, we could probably throw this game into a mode of going. So we'll do this and take the smooth tool probably through here and just make it a little bit better than it looks right now. There we go. Should fix most of that up. And then, of course, that probably just negated everything that I just tried to do. But, oh well. And then we'll swing this around here like this. And, yeah, that looks a lot better already. So, there we go. Although that's not straight anymore. We'll just go ahead and do this. I double-clicked on accident. Whoops. Yeah. I like how that looks. That gives it a little bit more character out here. Actually, a lot more character. Should we do the same with these? Maybe. Maybe not, though. This whole, like... I like this street being straight, or kind of straight. Less curved, but still curved. Because it kind of breaks up the weird, wiggly pattern that is over there. This, we might be able to meander a little bit. But I honestly don't know if that matters. And actually, you know what? Let's not do that. And instead, in here, we'll do some of the commercial areas. Yeah, I like this a little bit. And then I'm thinking that we just kind of put some parking lots. Because over here in Suburbia, it's a lot less compact? Is that the right word for that? It's a lot less compacted over here. Because, I mean, there's much more space. When you get into the city... If I can just find a good parking lot for this. What is going on here? 4x4. There we go. So, yeah, when you get in toward the city, there's going to be a lot more... or a lot less space for buildings to build. So I like having out here a little bit more open area in between buildings, because that's kind of what happens when you get out to the suburbs. There's a lot more parking, albeit not as sheer of cliffs and stuff, but there's usually a lot more parking, a lot more open space, and it's just a lot less crowded out in the suburban areas of really any city, I think. But yeah, so I like how the city has become what it's become. I mean, Suburbia is really a lot less dense than a lot of things. Springler Row even begins to become less dense, and I'm really looking forward to putting this little addition. I mean, it's not really going to be an addition to Springler Row, but it's going to be a, like, it's still going to be low density, but it's going to be a lot more open than, say, Quake Heights throughout here. So this is very dense, a lot of tall buildings. I think we're done doing tall buildings or high-density stuff. I really want the city to kind of sprawl out in a way that it's not going up, and I think we have a really good plan in place for that. But it's just going to be a matter of us moving people in. And I'm hoping that as we move more and more people in, we're going to get less and less intense death waves. Because, like I said, or someone actually pointed this out in one of my videos, that the lower density stuff attracts families with children's that evolve... Oh, well, I guess the children's won't evolve into fancy villas, but the children will grow up, and then they'll move toward the city, because in the higher density stuff, they attract young adults, and I think, like, people will get born out in the suburbs, they'll move in toward the city, they'll be like, I want to live in Pleasure Town, there's a lot of stuff to do down there, and then their parents will be like, yeah, okay, you'll probably want to move out of there in probably 10 years because you'll get sick of the city. And look, that's what happens. People get to the city, they're like, I can't stand the city. They'll move back out to the suburbs where they'll get married and have kids, and then the whole cycle just starts over again. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to having more low-density stuff just because hopefully more young people means less death waves. Hopefully. Hopefully. I'm not sure on that. But I like to think it's going to be good for us. So, all right. How do we get to enticing people to move into Soothville? I'm thinking our best shot is to have this. Because if we look at the minerals, I'm actually learning that that's minerals and that's outside connections. Aren't you guys proud of me? I struggle with that so much. But yeah, there are minerals over here. There's not so many minerals over here, but still, we should have more people. But I think the first step is to get a bus line. And that might not make sense, but I think in my mind, it totally makes sense. We'll get a bus line out here from the hub because it'll hopefully add property value to this area. I'm hoping. And then we'll bring it back. And then it'll stall for a second and give us the option where it will send one bus out. Yes. Hopefully that entices some people to move in. We also don't have any medical... Oh, no, we have tons of medical coverage here. We also have fire coverage. That's good. We also have police coverage. The only thing we don't really have out here is the educational coverage. And some people swear that you need education to get people out, or to get industry to move in. I could see that being a thing. I really could. But right now, let's just see if we can get some industry moved in over here. Is there any policy that we can do to entice people to move in, or move their city in? It would be in city planning, and it would be high-tech industry? No, that's high-tech housing. Duh. Doubles the amount of goods produced by an industry. Upkeep is more. It doesn't look like that's enticing people to move in. Although we could have some tax relief for low-density commercial. Are there two versions of commercial? No. Low-density and high-density. I guess they just mean industrial and office, right? That's the only thing that makes sense for, right? Yes. No, because there's also tax relief for offices. What is this? Where is it? No. Commercial. Wait. Am I going nuts? Yes, I am. Where's industry? I'm an idiot. Sometimes I don't read things. Yeah, there is no tax relief for, industry. Unfortunate. But, is there anything we can do to entice people to move in here? I don't think so. Extra insulation? That really doesn't affect us too much. Did we? We didn't. Okay, it's getting dark. Let's see if this comes over here and starts to build. It probably won't. I'm not sure. But let's go ahead and check our city vitals just a little bit here. So our incineration status is actually pretty... It's almost dangerously low. So let's go ahead and enable one more of these incineration plants. Good. And then our water levels are fine. Our sewage is awesome. Our electricity is off the charts, actually, and that's probably because it's nighttime and our budget is, like, crazy high for this at night, but that's fine. Healthcare is good. Our coverage, you guys are teaching me, it looks pretty good. It could be a lot better. Actually, it could be really a lot better out throughout Suburbia. Maybe we should put a clinic out here. I like that a lot. Let's do that. Let's put a clinic right about here. Yeah, let's... as close to there as possible. That's going to help us a lot throughout there. And hopefully a lot of these guys will upgrade now. I'm thinking they should be pretty close. If not... No, they're not close at all. Oops. Oh well. Maybe we should put some parks in. Actually, we haven't put parks down in such a long time, it feels like. Am I right? I mean, it feels like we haven't put any parks down since putting these in over here in Springler Row, right? And that was a while ago, actually. Should we zone? Let's zone a little bit more residential. I wanted this to not be residential, but at the same time, Suburbia is meant to be a residential haven. So let's go ahead and just zone some. More houses, the better. Am I right? I think I'm right. We need to grow our population. And actually, surprisingly enough, we have been growing our population. And we've actually avoided a couple of death waves. It seems like there are, like, or I guess there is death, like, running rampant throughout the city at times. But it seems like our population grows at the same time. So it kind of like, the new people come in because there's so many jobs as hearse drivers, and then they just end up staying in the city. But they're also solving our problems. So I guess that's a good thing, right? I think so. Actually, you know what? I'm just thinking out loud here. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but maybe this, like, since this is kind of a main road, maybe we should put a couple of the high-rises just kind of spread out throughout here. Maybe not on this side of the road. I kind of like having this side of the road, like, treed in. And then on this side of the road, we'll have a couple, like, apartment areas, maybe some condos. And then the rest of this will all be low density. And you know what? I really don't like... Oh, you know... I have an idea, guys. We'll just put a little crossroad throughout here. Isn't that gonna be cool? No? Maybe? Maybe not? Just a little something something out to here. And it'll come back to here. And actually, you know what? We'll flip that around because that makes a lot more sense. Can't upgrade. Oh. We'll just flip it. Was that the wrong... What is going on? Yeah, I guess I didn't lay that as a one-way. That was weird. But yeah, there we go. We're fine. We're still in compliance with the one-way challenge for the most part. I mean, there's no actual two-way roads in the city. The only two-way road is up here. This little dirt road. A little bit of trivia for you if you haven't followed the series all this time. There is a little bit of two-way road, but it's not actually doing anything except housing the one-way bay sign. So we had voted and we had allowed it. So I think we're still in compliance, even though technically maybe we're not, but you know, whatever. Okay, so we have our first apartment building on the road. I really like the way that looks, actually. It's kind of cool. It kind of gives like that main road a little bit more of a main road feel. And then all of these other roads are just kind of side roads. And I think that's a really good way to do it. I really like how this is just differentiated itself from the rest of the city. So if you zoom out, you'll kind of see, for the most part, there are just tons of lights throughout here. And then you get into the Pinwheel District, and it's really like a dark spot on the map. And then you get out toward here, and there's really nothing going on. So, yeah, I'm liking this. I'm liking this a lot. I'm really liking how this series has kind of... The next couple episodes should be really good. I really want to get this kind of plotted out, which I might start doing in between episodes, just to get the start of this district. It's going to be more of a grid. I'm going to be honest. It's going to be like pretty much a straight grid. And it's going to be like these suburbs that were built up after the, like after World War II, and everyone needed like family homes because they had that sweet, sweet military money. We just defeated the Axis powers over in Europe, and everyone was coming home and having a bunch of babies. And they needed their little suburban house. That's what this district is going to be. I'm hoping to have that kind of started for the next episode. It's going to be really cool, though, because we have a nice little area of a riverfront, and we can probably do something really cool with that. We could probably put like a pathway down here. We might be able to lower this land just a little bit, so it's pretty close to the level of water. We'll probably lower it to about here. This is probably a decent little area. And then, yeah, we'll lower the riverfront to that. And by that, I mean we'll lower it to like this. So there's still land showing, but it's lower. And then we'll put some paths around it. It's going to be really cool. Once all of the water subsides, I'm going to have to go through that and try to make it so it's not going to drown people. And then I'm thinking we'll have a road running kind of parallel to the path system. And then we'll have some commercial on the river. So we'll have a little bit of like a entertainment district down the river, and it'll be great. And then there will be just a bunch of houses, for the most part, on the other side. And then the jury's still out on this. I lined this up to be a train station area. I don't know if we want to do that. I mean, we probably should, because I don't really plan on putting a metro system in here. So that might be a good thing. We could also probably put a tram system in this area. That could be a really cool idea. I don't know if we'd get the tram to go all the way down to the Posh Mall, but I don't know. We'll look at that when we get that little district up and running. Is that even part of a district? No. So we're going to have to zone that, and the next episode will be that. This episode is kind of winding down. We're kind of over the time, but Suville, come on. What is wrong with you? I don't understand what's going on over here. Guys, give me some suggestions. I know we went through this with the forest industry, but I need to figure out why this isn't working for us. We need to know why people are not moving into Suville. There's plenty of minerals to be mined. We had a ton of demand for industry maybe we should lower the taxes on industry? Is that a good idea? Probably. Let's take this down to like 10% and just see what happens. I mean, it's not like our budget's hurting right now. We have $20,000 coming in, and honestly, we should probably reevaluate our budget because a lot of things, well, mostly roads are just neglected at this point. Everything else is fine though. So, I don't know, guys. You can let me know in the comments for this video, what should we do to Soothville to make it really attractive to mining companies to pull them in? I don't know. I just lowered taxes. Maybe we'll see some more demand come up for it. I'm not sure. There's an aquarium event apparently, and maybe we'll get to that in the next episode. It depends on if I decide to go through and do some of the work around this new district, which we will get to in the next episode. Hope you guys liked this episode. We didn't get ultimately that much done, although we did get Suburbia pretty much finalized. I'm just gonna have to go through and put some more trees in here. It's gonna look great, and I'm really excited for how it's gonna turn out. And then we'll get on to the next project, all keeping in mind that we need to save some money up for the international airport, and I completely forgot that we need to put the expo center in. So we'll do that in the next episode, if I remember. Somebody remind me. Let's go with that. Remind me to put the expo center in, and we'll do that in the next episode. So guys, thanks for watching. Hope you like this video. Hope you like this series still. And until next time, oops, I'll see you back here in One Way Bay.